Alright, so, following that, how do you wish to proceed? You're going deeper into town to look if there are any injured people?
Yep.
Well, heading
Yeah.
in, I'm not going to have you roll for this. It's pretty clear. You head a little deeper in, and after looking around for just a moment, you see that there are a few individuals. It doesn't look like anyone who is injured actually survived their injuries, though. Much like the person with the gladius you saw, just about anyone who these Tonberries hit pretty much went down immediately. You see two additional bodies and some people kind of huddled over them or trying desperately to resuscitate them to no avail.
This
Oh.
is justice.
If only we
not
got here
justice.
sooner, we might have prevented this.
This is the opposite of justice. It's just
Whatever the-
Converging could be made to see that.
Whoever started this, they'll pay it.
Oh, yes. But I think it would not be right if we should deal with them. When we find out who it is, I think it should be up to the judgment of the Tonberries for what they've done to them.
Oh, they can have them.
I just
After
hope
I have a little fun with them.
No, Thanatos. Give them to another
Mm-mm.
yard, because let's not mess with Karma more than we have. I just
Yes.
hope that when all this is done, the Tonberries realize their error.
Is this karma?
No.
He
That's
yells,
not.
pointing at all the.
This is
destruction.
taking unauthorized vengeance for someone else.
On the wrong people, that's the point. And that's what we
Hmm.
need to prove. And if they believe in Karma, they'll make it right.
Even I have come to understand these last few days that anger
Very
doesn't get
glad
anywhere.
Mika told me all about Tonberries before this started. Was that deliberate on your end?
What?
Oh, glorious Dungeon Master.
What do you mean?
Mika informing me all about Tonberries right before the Tonberry-centric plot.
Kinda.
Or no. Here's the better question: him running into that Tonberry back in Animo, was that a little foreshadowing to this little arc?
Kinda. Little.
I hate you.
It was a very good date, though.
Yes.
Yes. After this, we are leaving, and I never want to see another one of these things again.
One must
the
never
ones
hang on to hate.
I'm quite fond of the one up in the Nomo. But if there's nothing else we can do here, we should head back to camp. I'll maybe see if we can follow Kelgor, though carefully. I don't want to piss these guys off anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going near that village.
We
Oh,
still need to watch over them just in case they decide to come back.
wait for their return.
Now, I'm
Successful or
I'm
not.
gonna go ahead and mark the Tonberry village on the map just so you guys can see it.
Say, nope. I'm
Okay.
going back. I'm going back to bed.
All right.
You do that.
Nope.
I think I stay around town and just make sure everything's gonna be
Alright.
okay. for the
I'll
rest
head
of
back
the
to camp at Thanatos, only to wait for Kelgor and Athena's return. I'm gonna stay up. They need to know what happened. And then they can be negotiated with.
night.
All right. So, as you lie down for the night to resume your rest, Thor, real quick, could you once again roll me a d12, please?
I'm just glad we didn't end up having to fight them because I don't think things could have gone much worse.
We would have died.
Well,
What?
I mean, even if we had won, that would have had repercussions like you've killed our people or you've attacked our people, rather than we dealt with the whole situation.
I will
by
say
talking.
this.
So,
The dice has been kind to me.
Well, congratulations.
It's 2d6, not a d12, but all right.
oh, sorry, just roll
Yeah.
d12. I misheard. I thought you were asking for an awareness check.
Wait,
So
No.
D12.
D12.
We
It's
already
okay.
had our chance to
Four.
deal with Penelope.
Oh,
All right. Nope, nothing.
Right. I'm guessing a certain numbers
Nada.
the number will show up. But let's get it eventually.
We kind of need the blue mage to be here.
I know, which would be
Or-
that's why I was kind of glad it
Negotiations.
wasn't here, because that would have been bad.
All right.
I'm remembering Penumbra telling me at this point, could you just stay here for a little while until Kelgo gets back? No reason.
All right. Well, morning comes.
best not to maybe let them know.
Morning comes, and everyone slowly comes to. How do you wish
Me
to
wasn't
proceed?
sleeping. Is
Yeah.
Kelgo back?
I'm guessing leaving is in the option.
As of now,
We're not leaving.
As of now, as far as you are aware, based on the distance, Kelgor and Athena will probably have only just arrived in Puktha. So they're probably going to be gone for a few more days to conduct their negotiations. So that leaves you to your own devices and to your own investigations here in Dali.
All right. Well, let's go back to the original plan. Find the elf and the monk.
What's the elf's name? I was thinking it's Leyland, but that's the kid.
The elf is Fane Pharaoh.
Fane Pharaoh.
Fane Pharaoh.
Or,
We don't know the
So many
name of the
characters,
monk.
I'm mixing them up in my head. Yeah, Fane Pharaoh.
First name just Fane.
Alright, I'm gonna find Fane Pharaoh and get some answers. Hopefully, she'll see me as a friendly face.
Alright.
Do this plan. Alistair, you're with me. Rocket, Thanatos, you find our monk.
Joy.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright,
Good luck, you two.
Alright, so, Neothil, you're looking for Fane?
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and roll me an
With Alistair.
inquiry check. Okay, both
And
of you
me.
roll.
So I have the wall.
Both of you roll inquiry checks to ask around to see if you can locate her.
Query. Inquiry. I have nothing for
11.
that.
Nice.
And my number is 8. So no luck.
So 11 and an 8? Actually, in this instance, those are pretty good.
Plus two.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Rocket.
That's
will,
Rocket.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to you later, Rocket, because you're looking for the monk. First, we're dealing with Fane.
Okay.
So, Neothil, Alistair, as you're asking around a bit, you eventually hear that, dishing out the description of Fane, you actually hear that a woman matching her description has recently dropped in at the local inn, like just this morning.
Convenient.
Well, alright. Let's catch up to her. Play it cool first. Act like
Well,
we're
of course.
See if you can just casually get any information from her. Oh, I hope she isn't involved. If she is,
I hope not too. She does seem nice, but looks can be deceiving.
well, let's hope for the best. Okay, I liked her.
Hmm.
You make your way to the tavern where she purportedly is hanging out. And you step inside, and it's a pretty chill establishment. A lot of the patrons inside are looking very on edge in the aftermath of yesterday's attack. Kind of nursing their drinks close to their bodies, looking around, just kind of being quiet and a little nervous and shifty. You look around for a second, and sure enough, you actually spot Fane at the bar. Still with her gun slung over her back, and she has just a mug of what looks to be typical ale in her hand. Sitting alone.
Hello,
Hey,
Fane.
Huh? Oh, hello there. Wasn't expecting to see you again. Neothil, right?
Yep. And like me kind of nod to Alistair.
And, Stick Guy.
Stick guy.
Stick
It's
guy, I
Alistair.
remember that one.
Sorry,
So how have you been?
it's been going. Your help with the boat definitely helped us get back here pretty well, so thank you again for that. It's been a stressful few
You're
days
most-
since then, though.
He's going to take a
Most
seat at the
welcome.
bar next time.
So what brings you to Dali? As I recall, weren't you heading north?
Yes,
We did.
we actually made it to Anomo. Mika is still there. We came here to look for Kelgor, one of the teachers there.
Never heard of him.
Well, we just need his help with something unrelated to everything that's been going on
Yeah.
here lately.
We've heard of a few attacks lately.
So
Do you know
I've
anything
noticed.
about it?
Not any more than anyone else.
Well, we were caught in the middle of one last night.
And you're alive?
Luckily, well,
Hmm.
Thanatos took a scratch, but yeah,
Scratch.
It is but a scratch.
that's not it. But we're fine, and they're out somewhere. I'm not sure right now. So, what brings you to Dali? Do you live here? You never actually said.
No, we don't live here. My boys, we're just doing some work in the area. Contract stuff. Freelance work.
Freelance. What? What kind? Mercenary? Guarding?
Mercenary work, essentially, yeah.
What's the current contract?
I'm not allowed to actually talk about it in much more detail than that. My contractor likes his confidentiality. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, since you don't know much about the attackers were Tonberries.
I am well aware
If
of
you know
who's
what
been
that is.
attacking Dolly. Yes, I know.
Which is rather strange, because I've met Tonberries. They're usually believers in fairness and karma, so someone really must have pissed them off. A lot of innocent people are getting hurt for it.
Yeah.
So,
Of course. But
I mean-
we managed to talk them from not attacking and harming any more lives.
we talked them
for
down
now.
last night, that's why they left.
Shit, really?
Yeah,
Yep.
it wasn't easy, because, Thanatos scratched more like a knife to the gut. But
I
it's just,
don't envy him.
he's
But
alright.
they mentioned that the reason why they're attacking is because some of their homes were burnt down and relics stolen. So we're trying to find out
Alice, shut up.
what could have done it. Would you know anyone that would piss off any Tonberries?
Kind of gives you a sideways look.
You're not very good at playing this down low, are you?
After a moment, she kind of takes a slightly longer sip of her drink and then says, "No one who would do it on purpose, no."
I don't doubt no one with a good heart would wish innocence on that. But innocents are being hurt. And if we could solve this. If they don't, there are children here. I've seen them. Families. If we don't solve this soon, they're all going to die.
And we would like any help at all to solve this without any violence.
Give me a second here. I need to pull something up.
Okay.
Yeah, every time he does that, it worries me.
Critical success. +5. Okay.
Rain kind of gives you a look after a moment. I can't say I know anything, but if I hear something, I'll let you know. Where are you staying?
Okay.
There's a campsite nearby. It's kind of hard to miss.
I thought I saw something like that. Has a lot of blue motifs.
Well,
Yeah, that's the
Kelgor,
one.
the majors, eccentric. They really liked. You remember our Chocobo, right? They wanted them to kick him last time.
It was pretty funny, I have to say.
Makes sense.
Especially you and your girlfriend.
But also worrying.
Notice how he didn't say no this time.
Probably didn't hear.
Anyways, after a moment, Athena kind of, or not Athena, Thane
Yeah.
kicks back in her seat. Well, anything else I can help you with? Gonna be heading out soon to link back up with my boys. I was just getting myself a drink and getting some bottles to bring back to them so they can take the load off. Had a busy few days.
Yes, I imagine you have. You're certain you can't help?
Like I said, if I hear anything, I'll let you know, but my own work has to come first. Sorry.
Well, I understand. Me getting up. It was good talking to you, and if you do hear anything, or if you know anything,
You know where to find us.
Alright. Duly noted. Good luck. Kind of
Thanks.
lifts her
Have a
glass.
nice day.
Kind of lifts her glass to you in a sort of drink-based salute, and then downs her drink before setting it down, chucking a few gill at the barkeep, getting up and heading out.
Joy.
I'm tempted to follow her.
You probably have better stealth than me if you want
My
to.
stealth is +6.
So
I
yeah.
mean, if you want, go for it.
If you want to, I'd be right behind you. I don't want to get in the way of your stealthy
Well,
stuff.
You hang back. Like
Just in
10
case
minutes,
anything goes bad.
like 10 minutes or so, far out of sight, just so you can't see anything, but you won't be seen. I'm gonna try and follow her.
All right. We'll get to you guys following Fane in a minute. For now, we need to deal with Rocket and Thanatos looking for the monk. So Rocket rolled a 10 on her inquiry check. Thanatos, you also roll an inquiry check to see if you can find out anything about the monk.
7.
All right.
Damn.
Asking around a bit, you eventually come to the determination that the monk is not currently in Dali. No one is entirely sure where outside of it he's currently making his stay, so you don't have any immediate means of tracking the guy down.
Okay, what about the Galco?
Inquiry checks.
Damn.
Second verse, same as the first. You get the impression he is not presently in Dali.
Okay. You know, this is really narrowing down our suspects.
I mean,
If
What-
it's not...
a
if it's
secret contract, like our contract was inevitably go in, get this thing from the Tonberries for us, bring it back, and then
and she won't say who, which is a big red flag.
see how this ties into the whole Diablos thing if it does.
Also, I have
She
this
does-
feeling that that role that Tone did was an acting check.
Probably.
No, to be fair, her kind of line
Either
of
that
work.
or it was like her will, like whether she crumbles under our interrogation or not, something like that. She
Alright.
succeeded.
Alright, well, Neothil, if you would be so kind as to roll me a stealth check, please.
No, Nate, don't fuck it up.
13.
13?
Okay.
Alright. Well,
Thank
excuse me.
goodness
For some
for
time.
flight suit luck too.
Well. So, not long after Fane sets off, you sneakily follow after her, moving quietly and swiftly between the trees, back in familiar territory. It's a different type of forest than the ones down in Vitae, but familiar enough that you're able to make good use of your stealth skills and familiarity with that sort of environment to slip between trees, get good vantage points on high branches to keep track of her location, follow her tracks, and just move along. She makes her way out of Dali, heads back out of town, eventually breaking away from the actual path onto what looks like sort of a recently created game trail of sorts, or just a path she's woven through the terrain. And she follows it out of town for a good hour or so, before eventually you see her stepping into a relatively well-hidden campsite, kind of sequestered into a depression in the ground that sort of creates this really small, natural, shallow cave formation. And at the campsite you see a collection of tents and a bunch of people, probably about 12 of them. A couple of them are ones you recognize from her boat. And they have a bunch of crates, a bunch of additional Magitech equipment.
Magitech.
A lot of it you recognize as being very much illegal and very advanced, at least in the places where Magitech is commonplace enough to have regulations. And more than a few heavily reinforced crates and boxes. And Fane sort of drops off the bag and shouts out, "All right, boys, I'm back with the drinks. Come get 'em!" And just like that, she's like, they're like seagulls coming for stray food. They just flock, grab bottles, and quickly scatter back out to their work. Mood in the camp is brightened significantly. Fane kind of looks out at them for a minute, then meanders over to one of the boxes where there's a strange handheld Magitech device on it. She picks up the device, pushes a button, and starts talking into it every so often in a low, hushed voice. It's far enough away that you can't make out what she's saying from here.
pretty obvious that they're the culprits at this point. Though, still gonna keep an eye on it for a little while. Well, first, can I double back to Alice here? Tell him the news and tell him to go inform everyone. Tell him to go inform everyone else that I think we found our suspects, and then I'm gonna go back to watching.
Alright. You may.
Alright.
Another stealth check, I imagine.
Well, we'll get to you. It's gonna take Alistair an hour himself to get back to town and inform you guys, and then another hour for you to link back up with Neothil. Camp isn't right next to town, so this is gonna take a few hours in-game, so...
I think it means does Nee have to roll for anything like a stealth?
Yeah, because I'm telling Alice that he's going back and I'm staying.
Yeah. We'll let Neothil keep her stealth check for that. Now Alistair's far enough away, he's not gonna have to roll one to stay undetected, so... So let me just go ahead and roll something here.
Oh god.
See if she can beat my stealth check.
5.
Alright.
5.
What is that?
Alright, well... As you're observing the campsite ahead of you, Nee...
Oh. Okay.
After a while, like about halfway into what's going on... Eventually... A big Galka guy...
Ah, there he is.
kind of with reddish skin, steps into camp, and immediately all of Fane's people, all of her coworkers, immediately get quiet and shy away from the big guy.
Wasn't the Golka, like, what Thanatos was looking for in terms of that mercenary group or whatever?
He was looking for a Banga, not a Galka.
Bonga. Yeah.
Anyways, so the Galka steps up to Fane, who's, like, immediately taking on a much more serious and attentive stance and posture. Like, it's clear everyone here deeply respects this guy. He comes up and they start talking to each other in low voices. After a moment, Fane's general demeanor becomes a bit more, shall we say, demure. Like she's reluctant or unsure of herself. And a few moments after she takes on that posture, suddenly the Galka, like, stands taller and looms over her and speaks in a more intimidating voice. Again, you can't make out exactly what they're saying, but Fane immediately cowers back from him and, like, shrinks down into herself. After a moment, the Galka kind of shakes his head as if in disappointment, turns and walks out towards the edge of camp before turning back and shouting towards the rest of them, "You'll need to pick up the slack!" Then he just storms out, disappearing into the bushes. And the whole camp just kind of falls quiet in the aftermath of that.
So it's the Galka that was the contractor.
Can we pause a minute? Because I just need to go to the loop.
Sure. We'll actually use this
Thank you.
opportunity to go back to Alistair and the others. So,
Right.
Thanatos and Rocket, from your perspective, Nee and Alistair have been gone for 2+ hours. What are you doing in this time?
I mean, just staying in town and waiting for word, I guess. There's nothing really else we can do.
After a couple hours, Alistair eventually returns. Informs you of what Nee has found and starts to guide you back in that way. If you guys want to make stealth checks, now would be the time.
Oh, man.
Stealth checks.
Alright, so what's going on? Sorry.
I'm having
Stealth
the other
checks.
3 roll stealth checks as they're moving up to join you.
I have 2 for stealth.
That's a 13.
Dark Knight for the
You're
win.
good. Well,
Now here's the question, can the bird be quiet?
Probably not, but it's worth a try.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Stealthy.
Stealthy.
I'm very quiet!
I love that moment. Poor little bugger though got crushed.
Oh!
You're dead! I win! Poor Spurt. Brownie points to anyone who gets that reference.
Alice here probably doesn't.
Alright, let's hear. So
8.
13, a 12,
And-
and
I get-
an 8. Alright, so Alistair's kind of he's getting tired from all the back and forth, so he's not being as quiet as he probably should be. But you get the impression that it's not too loud. It's not much more than like a stray wild animal shuffling through the brush, and eventually it's getting on towards evening. It's like, the sky's starting to turn a shade of goldish yellow when the remaining 3 party members link back up with Neothil at the edge of this hidden encampment.
Good of you to join us. Galkers seems to be in charge of this operation. They're definitely in on it. Whatever's in those crates, I'm willing to bet it's what the Tonberries want. Plus a lot of illegal magitech. You might be interested, Rocket.
Are they really working for him, or is he enforcing them?
They're terrified of him, for one thing. Even Fane. Night and day.
Okay,
Sounds like this Gorgon's the problem.
Rocket, could you roll me a finesse check really quick?
Oh God.
Oh boy!
Tone, please.
Don't worry, this isn't anything nefarious.
Of course it's not.
It's not.
You say it when you say it like that, it makes me really.
I swear!
I think Hades has
Not!
Don't immediately assume I'm trying to kill you.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, Rocket. Why?
Okay, so
What kind of class?
Critical
so-
fail.
Rocket. That was literally the only way you could fail this check.
We're dead.
So-
We're dead.
so-
I'm done. We're dead.
So, Rocket, you look at the crates and all the magitech for a moment, just kind of blinking. Your magic eye sort of dilates a bit, and after a moment, you realize you've seen tech like this before. Specifically, you recognize a lot of this as coming directly from Devia Corp. You recognize the specific shapes, the insignias. You recognize it all. This shit is from Devia Corp. And because of the sudden realization, and you weren't expecting it at all, you might be starting to have a bit of a panic attack.
Oh God.
Rocket,
Yeah, like Rocket.
deep breaths, what's wrong?
Can we pull her back very quickly before she's seen?
I'm just gonna slowly, carefully just I can do something like that, but yeah.
Okay, then if you're trying to move her back stealthily, then everyone please go ahead and make additional stealth checks, but add a -6 penalty to your roll because you're trying to move a panicking chocobo away from a campsite.
What would the rule be if we were instead just trying to calm her down?
Calm her down. In that case, it would probably just be opposed finesse checks, and if you roll higher, then you manage to get.
All
to
right,
at least get
sounds
her
like a
breathing
better idea.
control.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I only have a +2.
Let's
Finesse.
Now, let's go for
As for finesse, I got like a 3.
I got +4, so 2d6 +4 for finesse. All right.
In this context, though, I will allow Rocket to add an additional d6 to her finesse check. So.
I thought so. Rocket, calm down. Easy. What's up? Tell us what's wrong.
So I guess.
Come on,
Please.
Rocket.
calm your breathing. It's okay.
Deep breaths, Rocket. Deep breaths. Come on. Stay with
That's
us.
all from
3d6?
Yes?
TV. Oh, I gotta roll, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
See if you actually get calmed down enough to think rationally.
Oh, 3d6.
3d6 plus your finesse, yeah. Because this is really alarming to you.
In the red.
What could he be before? Maybe.
3d6 plus finesse.
Come on, don't be high the knees. Don't be high the knees. Don't be
Well,
high
considering
the knees.
there's 3 of them,
So I'm.
All right.
neat.
Then you
Neat.
two,
Oh,
okay,
no.
then you two just go ahead and make one more normal opposed finesse check.
I knew it. The math never lies.
Tom, please.
Tom, don't fail. No!
We're dead.
Rocket.
Oh god, I can't
Normal
look
finesse
anymore.
check. Normal 2d6.
Let's see, can you roll
Okay.
another one as well?
Tell me when it's over. I'm not looking.
We're dead.
Did Allison need to roll another one or just me?
That was just you.
It was just you.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
We're
no.
dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're
All
dead.
right,
We're dead.
all
We're
right.
dead.
Shut up. All right,
Yeah,
so
I've just seen it.
all right, so let's hear. Yeah, so for a second, you think You think you might be getting Rocket to calm down after a moment, but it doesn't seem like it sticks. And after a moment, like Rocket in your mind's eye, the horrible memory of the people someone you knew and cared about, your father, you hearing his screams in your ears as you ran from the facility last time you saw this shit. It's overwhelming.
Ah!
So yeah, like you're making very loud and distressed noises. So all of your previous stealth checks now suffer an automatic -6 penalty, and I need to roll awareness checks.
Oh god. Why?
Hello.
Well, yeah, I think that pretty much does it. So
We're all dead.
So after a moment,
Shut up.
so let's hear. So after a moment, one of Rocket's distressed cries echoes louder than before, and suddenly, in a flash of movement, Thane reaches up, pulls her gun off of her back, and spins around towards where you guys are and lifts it up. Who's there?
At this point, Nee's going to grab her crossbow, spin up, point at her, said, "Don't even think about it, Thane."
And Thane's cronies are all immediately like standing up and rushing for equipment on seeing an intruder. Thane blinks a few times. What? You followed me?
Well, it is kind of a suspicion. Well, I did have a few suspicions, plus the illegal Deviacorp tech that's causing a massive PTSD attack on my friend, plus the crates, plus the Golka, are all kind of red flags. And a lot of innocent people are dying. I can't take any chances.
One of her subordinates steps forward, pulling out a sword. Let's take care. She suddenly, like, just clocks him across the back of the head with the butt of her gun. Shut up and sit down! He looks back up at you. Puts her gun away on her back. All right. All of you stand down. I assume your friends are with you?
I'd say I guess we just all come out of the bushes.
One.
Yep.
Nee is lowering her crossbow, though still holding it.
Thanatos comes out, just hand on his sword.
What
And
the
I just-
hell is going on here, Thane?
She looks visibly reluctant to speak.
I suggest you speak.
I
Thanatos,
know.
there's no need to threaten her. Listen, whatever the problem is, I surely can help you. Please, but we need to know what's going on.
We know you're not a bad person, Thane.
You do have a kind heart. We should know.
That does help.
You've known me for all of a few hours at it together.
Yeah,
Well-
but these last few days we've met some pretty nasty bastards, I can assure you. And you're certainly not one of them.
Plus, I kind of have a soft spot for Elven with an epiphany for ranged weapons.
What is the problem?
Or an aptitude for ranged weapons, rather. Epiphany's the wrong word, yeah.
Alright, well, you've already pieced it together, so no point in lying about it.
You stole something from the Tonberries, that's your contract.
No, that wasn't my contract, but it was a side effect.
Oh.
One of her
How is that a
subordinates-
side effect?
One of her subordinates kind of comes forward again. You can't be seriously. She clocks him again. Shut up!
I would if I were you. She's a bit of a badass.
Never question your superior.
There are 4 teams out here, alright, under the same contract. We were hired from some big science organization way down in Solomon.
Deviacorp.
Yeah, I guess. Gestures towards Rocket. Same people that
Rocket,
made her. Same people that
Calm
made her.
down. Deep breaths. It's okay. They're not gonna hurt you as long as we're here. You're gonna be fine.
They hired us and a bunch of other groups to come up here and see if we could catch a bunch of the magically oriented creatures from this region.
I think they were trying to make more of you, Rocket.
More of me?
I don't know.
Magically.
Bastards.
I don't know what the scientists want with them, and frankly, I honestly stopped caring a while ago.
You should care.
Magitech enhanced animal.
Hmm.
Something to that
Magitech
effect.
can do wonderful things, but also terrible things in the wrong hands.
Trust
This
me,
deviant
Deviant
Corp
Corp
must be
is not
over.
exactly moral when it comes to their experimentations. Think of every cliche bad scientist story you know, and that's them.
Well,
If they're
I didn't pick the contract, all right?
Let me guess, the Galka did.
No, he didn't pick the contract either. Our boss did.
And who's he?
Chakal?
And who is that?
You know that name, Thanatos.
Oh shit.
I do.
That is the name of the guy who led the group that did the thing in your background.
Oh god, stories are colliding. I mean, we got...
What was that name again?
Chakal.
You know him?
He's my boss.
Thanatos?
You could all just see fire burning in my hand right now.
That's like you
Thanatos.
summoned a fire spell.
I'm getting very mad.
Let me guess, the symbol. The one you won't tell us about?
You work for that bastard?
Thanatos, calm!
Shut up!
Maybe now will be a good time to tell us how you know this guy, and what that symbol means.
The symbol is the symbol of the Finaldi family. A family that runs a giant crime organization out of Kurzatan down in Volia.
And I suppose you've run into them, Thanatos.
It's an understatement.
Typical. Two of the most evil, nasty kinds of people are doing something like this.
Doesn't surprise me at all. They'd be working with Deviant Corp.
I know in the middle of trying to solve my problem. It seems almost like a fate of colliding.
Right, that's 3 problems you have to deal with.
Plus your girlfriend.
Nee, this is not the time nor the place.
Fane?
You can mock me all you want after we get this issue sorted.
Hush. Fane? This is what's going to happen. You're going to return whatever you stole. And you're going to do it now.
I can't.
What was it he took from the Tonberries, or inadvertently took, whatever this side effect is?
It wasn't my team.
Where's the team that did it?
I don't know where he's operating. We have a central base a bit further out, but I don't work there. I work from here. Everyone has their own independent groups, and they don't tell each other where they are. It makes it easier to stay hidden and covert.
Hmm.
The leader of this other group, it wouldn't be a monk with tattoos, would it?
He's the one who led the group that stole the relics. Yeah. He figured that the magic in those relics could help him with his techniques.
Damn it, Fane. Is there anything you can tell us? Remember what I said about an entire village of children and families dying? I'm not kidding about that. They will die.
I know! I didn't want that to happen, okay?
Then help us.
We need every detail.
She just kind of like puts her hands on her head and starts walking back and forth. It's not that simple. I can't just... If I go against my boss, he is going to do horrible things to me, my family, everyone I've ever known and loved, and I can't let that happen, all right?
Thanatos puts his hand up and gets everybody to be quiet. I understand, Fane. Probably more than anybody here. I've seen what happens when you go against Finaldi's.
Then you have my sympathies. You know why I can't go against what I've been told to do.
I know. But you also should know that we can't stand by and let this continue.
What do you want me to do then? I don't want
I want
innocent people to get hurt. No, of course not. I'm not a monster. But if I stop doing what I'm doing, then everyone I care about is going to suffer anyway. No matter what I do, someone is going to die who doesn't deserve it.
Does your boss even have to know? I assume you have the loyalty of these people?
He has plenty of ways of knowing.
That's
There's
that's an understatement.
agents,
He hasn't.
informants.
What if you
agents,
acted
spies.
as? What if you acted as an informant? I mean, if you acted as an informant for the authorities, somehow.
That won't work.
I
The
wouldn't have-
Vinaldis have connections everywhere. No authority or any kind of justice can touch them.
Where's your family?
Mine?
Yes.
They're being held in Kyrgyzstan.
They're being held.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it. It's where they're being told to live by Jakal himself. It's part of my employment contract.
It's typical of them.
You help us. We could get them.
I really want
Yeah,
to believe that, but I can't. So many people have tried to
Listen.
stand up to him, and none have succeeded.
We
Well,
killed
he
the
hasn't
Eldritch Abomination demon god thing. Let's get us some asshole with a criminal record.
Knee.
And besides, we have dealt with shit before.
Not him.
Trust
All
me,
of
we
you
do
don't
everything.
understand. Alistair. All of you don't understand.
Then help us!
I know we're all scared, but if we just frickin' cower out and don't do fuck all, they're pretty much won. We can't just let them win. For fuck's sake, we have to do something.
This has got a lot more complicated.
Well, look at it this way. We do fuck all, they get what they want a lot faster, and if they get even more stuff, we're all fucked properly. It's going to get even worse as long as they get away with it. But if we can actually do something to delay them or stop them for good, we might be able to stop them forever.
You think people haven't tried?
What if we had her to rely on if we were ever in a pinch?
Go on, Rocket.
Well, criminals turn against each other, don't they?
Like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I've turned against Jakal and lived to tell about it, so...
Well, if the situation were favorable to.
It could work. I mean, is there a possibility we could turn all these fucking crime lord assholes against each other?
Got it.
I mean, they're horrible. Yes, they're scumbags of the worst caliber, but among each other, they do have a sense of honor. They keep their word if they make it. For good or ill. If they promise you they'll kill someone you care about if you don't go along, they will. But as long as you hold true to your word, they'll hold true to theirs. That's why I can't turn my back on all this.
Well, whatever happens, I will assure you all this. Either results of my death or success, I'm not going to stand down to them. I will at least have to try.
Okay, look. You need to go, alright? But before an informant or a spy or anything is here and learns that we were even talking, okay?
You won't even let us try to get your family and release the hold over you.
Where's this central base?
Northeast, couple days travel. Do you have a map?
Alright,
I can
then.
mark it.
Who has the map?
I guess Knee.
Alright. Because a map would be an inventory item, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, well, we'll just say you have one.
Alright.
Because I swore it might have been you. Oh, blimey, that is a long way.
That's not where it's meant to be.
All right. I was gonna say, how the hell are we gonna get there?
I'm putting it. I was putting it there so it would be off screen.
All right. We have no boat.
Alright, give me just a second, and right about there.
All right.
Well,
Well,
that's not too bad.
If
Thanks
nothing
for the
else, we can let the
information.
Tonberries know about this.
we do as best as we can, I swear.
Fane, if you are truly set on this path, and we cannot dissuade you, we cannot do you accept help, then I hope you get you and your men far away from here before the Tonberries find out.
They shouldn't have anything to worry about from them if they weren't the ones that attacked.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of the same mercenary company. Seeing what they do with affiliations.
Fane,
Yeah.
you have my deepest sympathies for your situation.
Thanks.
I know what it's like to be held in the shadowy grip of that bastard. We're going to leave and pretend we never saw this.
And I'll pretend I never saw you.
But we're going to go to this camp. We're going to find that monk and get the Tonberries off of Dolly.
Just be careful.
Same back at you.
The guy.
And Fane?
The guy in charge is Walrus Volkar, the Galka that was here a little while ago. He'll be there too. That's his primary headquarters is that big camp. He's the leader of the organization. And he has Deviant
Well,
Corp mercenaries with him.
We'll deal with him.
And Jinri Nabat.
A what?
We'll
Jinri Nabat. The representative of Deviant Corp for this contract.
I'm sure Rocket would love a few words with him.
Rocket, you actually recognize the name. She was the second in command, essentially. She worked under the director.
Henry.
You don't know much about her, as you never actually interacted with her, aside from occasionally seeing her through glass windows and observation decks.
You know, as soon as Walker said that, just imagine her mechanical eye just went like sinister.
Probably.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright,
Anyway,
guys.
look after yourself and everyone else here. We'll let you know what happens.
And before we leave, I turn back to her again. Fane?
Huh?
I will make you this promise. One of these days, that bastard is going to die by my blade.
Well, I'd really like to see that happen, but don't make me promises you don't know you can keep.
One way or the other.
Get going before Nabat or anyone else shows up.
Goodbye, Fane.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Farewell. That off?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I really do hope we succeed with this.
Mm-hmm.
Go to this camp, get back what's been stolen from the Tonberries, and bring it back so Kelgo can use it in negotiations.
Hmm.
And kill every last one of them.
No.
What did they do to your family, Thanatos?
Thanatos just stops.
What Fane was talking about, threatening our family. Did they have dealings with these people? Is that why you... Are you?
It's very hard. You can all see it's very hard for Thanatos to talk about this. He turns to all of you.
Mm.
I'm from Kurzatan.
Right.
My father was a servant for the Vanaldi family. He, my mother, and I lived in the city. He kept my mother and I around to make sure that he would stay quiet about all of their shady dealings. One day it was too much, and Dad tried to get word outside the city to some authorities. He got caught. The only thing, then they dragged him back home, bloodied and beaten, trapped us in the house, and burned it with us inside.
Oh
So
I
you have a
only-
personal.
I only managed to barely get out. And in the chaos of it, I got away.
And then your master.
I met him in a rather strange way. Right as soon as I got to the edge of the city, a guard found me and tried to drag me back. Next thing I knew, he had a greatsword sticking through his chest. Master told me that it was too soon for me to die, and he took me away after that.
That is one of the saddest stories I've ever heard.
Now you can see why I hate that family.
I'm sorry.
And you have a personal vendetta.
Nee walks forward and places a hand on his shoulder. We'll get them. These mercenary bastards. Deviant Corp. Even that woman in my dreams. We'll find them all.
no. Mm-hmm.
And we make him pay. But together, we must never try to take him on our own.
Agreed.
We do this together.
We do this together.
We go to this camp.
Together.
We get their artifact. And we save what we can.
Hades, I sent you a thing over Discord, just as a heads up.
Oh, made shit.
Are you all ready to go kill some bastards?
Besides, they may have numbers and advanced technology on their side, but they don't have the fighting spirit we have. We're pretty durable bastards, I say, for what we've dealt with.
Oh. And one could say they defeated a demonic plague sent by God.
Yes.
So, Thanatos. Good?
As good as I'll ever be. Let's kill these bastards.
Few Final Fantasy themes.
But first, we must scout the area and be sneaky.
Okay, should I say that like now? Tom?
Up to you.
Okay, so apparently I don't know my own backstory. So, out of character, just a little recap of it. How he met his master. So
Yeah, he got a couple details wrong. I sent him a correction over Discord.
Okay, so I honestly didn't expect to reveal it this soon, but
17
Tone
sessions
just kind
in.
of, I say Tone freaking just threw a curveball at me. So yeah, he did save him from that guard, but then he disappeared. And after wandering about a bit, he met him a few weeks later, where they had a rather odd little encounter again, where he almost freaking impaled him on his sword.
Odd.
And then after that, he took him on after Thanatos tried to fight him off.
After sufficiently humiliating him and proving a point, He took Thanatos in as a student.
Okay.
So, okay, clarification made. Game resume.
I assume we're moving on at this point.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, it's middle of the evening. You've got maybe 2 or 3 hours of daylight left.
All of us now have our backstories in the open too.
For the most part, Alistair's is still a bit kind of wonky.
Well, I mean, as far as we know, he's just a nerd from the city.
As far as we know, he's the only one that doesn't have a tragic backstory, aside from, he's mentioned he lost his mentor in an attack, but that was about it.
So I love how this whole little Dolly thing has been just a collaboration of all of our shit. I mean,
All of our backstories are diverse.
with getting a chance to connect to Penumbra, Rocket having a panic attack with the Deviant Corp in the area, and now me knowing that Fane worked for the Vinaldis.
And of course, Athena's around, so Alistair has a stake in this too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, this is a whole big pile of shit.
This is basically me giving you all leads for your individual quest lines.
Great.
And she may know me as the dork, but I say she's the super dork. Well, that's a correction.
You're the
Super
dork.
crazy
You're the
dork.
dork. She's the psycho. But we're still in session. So, what are you guys doing?
I assume we're continuing on until we need to make camp.
I'd say we just got to keep going to the camp, and we're probably gonna have to stop on the way.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get a couple more hours of travel in before the sun finally sets and set up camp for the night. Same watch rotation as normal.
Let me guess, you want me to roll an awareness and then a d12?
Yep. And we so
Alright,
well.
awareness first.
Let's hope it doesn't go off because the blue mage ain't there.
8 for awareness.
Yeah, that awareness. Don't get anything from that. Peaceful night.
A d12.
D12.
3.
Nothing. All right. Who's typing a novel? Jesus.
Sorry, that's my mic.
So, who's next?
Who's taking second watch?
Oh, I don't mind.
Alistair, awareness. Your watch
Okay.
is uneventful.
Sweet. Next.
Hope I don't roll penumbra until Felgold.
All right. Who's taking
Who's
third?
next? Thanatos, Walker.
Sure. One thing I hate about this new mic is you can fucking hear me type.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's a high roll. Thankfully, nothing bothersome comes.
I'd say I really feel sorry for anything that tries to fuck with him right now.
Even a Tonberry?
No.
I mean, a single Tonberry can probably take.
The entire
You know,
party,
I'm
yeah.
just tempting to
I'm not-
after.
I mean, as pissed as he is right now, I don't think even that will get him to attack the Tomberries, especially considering they have that spell that pretty much says, yeah, you've killed one of our kind.
Well, for one, we're trying to help the Tonberries. So
Yes.
we counterintuitive.
Speaking of which, as much as we'd like their help and them just wailing on these guys, I don't want also the guys we're trying to help get in the crossfire.
Okay, Rocket, your watch. Awareness.
Okay.
Ah, sure, I forgot to turn off. Yeah.
So it's up to us. Oh.
Rocket.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Rocket, as
Oh,
you're
no.
taking your watch, you kind of. Okay, so that's a critical fail. So Rocket, you notice nothing that night at all. In fact, even if anything did show up, which it doesn't, thankfully, but even if something did, you would be completely oblivious to it because your mind is so heavily focused on the fact that Deviant Corp is doing shit in this area again. And presumably they're doing something that is in some way similar to what they did to you. You're kind of like in a very anxious and jittery wreck the whole time, like pacing around, head down, mumbling to yourself, occasionally memories flashing through your head of some of the horrible shit you went through in the lab, that kind of thing. So, your watch is uneventful, though.
Urge
Morning
to
comes.
kill. Rising.
Alright, so, morning comes.
Morning all. Had an eventful night.
Nothing on my watch.
What about you, Thanatos?
Okay. I'm okay. I'm sorry. I was kind of distracted for a bit. What was it?
You were being
I
asked.
just asked what about your night, I was asking.
It was joyful and happy. Let's go.
Okay.
Joyful and happy and full of gumdrops and ice cream in here.
There's nothing but sunshine and rainbows. Now let's go.
Put that last
When we get
December
close to it,
the camp.
just be stealthy and also try to assess the situation and what we're walking into.
That's my job. I'll scout out first. If you want
Alright,
to
Go ahead.
Back.
alright, roll me a stealth check, Neophil.
Just roll 2d6.
Plus
six.
Several hours of travel to get there, and it's getting on towards afternoon as you're drawing closer.
13.
13 stealth
The
check.
thing is, I'm
Anyone-
always guaranteed at least an 8. But, oh yeah, well, that'll be a critical fail, but, you know, at least... Well, that'll critical fail at least a 9.
Alright.
So,
Is anyone else going to roll a stealth?
Nah,
mean,
he's pretty
yeah.
much well dead.
I would recommend
guess.
you guys staying back until I've scouted it and know...
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's let the stealthy elf keep.
Doing my
More
job.
stealth later when we catch up.
So I have, you know, the big plus 6.
So, what happens, mighty DM?
We gotta wait for everyone to roll their stealth checks first.
Nobody else is rolling.
Oh, everyone's staying behind and letting it go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, sorry, I was...
Because-
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry, I was
I'm
getting
just
music.
scouting.
Sorry, I was getting music set up.
That's right.
Alright,
That's why we
well-
said the need to go first.
All right, well, you creep forward, and eventually you start seeing signs that are reminiscent of Fane's camp as you're going. You move further and further, seeing the occasional little marker or little electronic Magitech gizmo set up, little posts and beacons that occasionally flash with a dull blue light. And eventually, you come to a small rise and look down into a much larger depression than the one that Fane's camp was in, surrounded on all sides by a very thick veil of trees and shrubbery and vines. And this is a very impressive structure. For being basically a campsite, it looks more like a military base, made up of just metal and blue running lights and strange machines all over the place, and most unsettling, enormous cages filled with creatures that are currently sleeping. Dozens of them,
Any-
big and small of all sizes, including
Any
black
Tonberries?
No
Any
Tonberries.
Tonberries in there?
No Tonberries, no. They all appear to be wild creatures, animals, nothing civilized. A few black chocobos are in there, a bunch of other creatures of all sorts.
Well, we get to open those cages and let chaos loose.
And there are a lot of individuals here. You see at least 24 people. 12 of them, after looking around for a moment, appear to be similar to the poachers that the Bonga you fought in the Black Chocobo Forest had with him. So, squads of them.
Alright, so
But you
there'll
all-
be like 4 and counting as 1. Got it.
And you also see a bunch of, similarly, 4 squads of more heavily armed and armored individuals decked out in thick Magitech armor, with guns similar to Fane's, albeit with a slightly different design, because hers is custom made to fit her. These ones are a bit more uniform and standard issue by the looks of it. You recognize a sigil that had Rocket panicking at Fane's camp as being Deviacorp sigils, so you are quick to deduce that those are the Deviacorp mercenaries. And 3 specific individuals catch your attention as standing out amongst all of this. Towards the towards the back of the camp from where you are,
We
is
can hear your crinkling packet there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, towards the back of the campsite of this base, there is what it vaguely resembles the bunker from Return of the Jedi on the Ewok
Endor.
planet on Endor, the one that's kind of dug into the side, except it's more shiny and silvery with blue lights and ridges and all that kind of crap, and it's above ground, so kind of a modular metal structure. And out in front of it are three individuals. You recognize the Gulka you saw before. His arms crossed over his chest, and he's sort of glaring impatiently down at a shorter woman who carries herself with an air of dignity, with well brushed and slicked back, sort of light brown hair, dressed in a very sort of formal looking outfit. It looks like a cross between battle attire and a lab coat and a dress. Like somehow all three blended together into a functional but still stylish outfit. She has glasses on and she adjusts them. And there is
This will
also
now be the director assistant.
and there is next to the both of them, standing sort of at attention with his hands behind his back. The best way I can describe him is think kind of like Balder from God of War. He's not wearing.
Oh, great.
He's not wearing a shirt.
Oh shit!
He's not wearing a shirt.
monk.
His general attire is very ratty looking. He has a thick, bushy beard that's kind of bound towards the bottom, and the top of his head is completely clean shaven. And up and down his body are a series of tattoos that vaguely look like blue fire, with like dragons swirling around inside.
Oh, joy.
And and it looks like he's just observing while the shorter lady and Balrus, the tall Gulka guy, are talking to each other.
Well, as long as he doesn't have any ridiculous durabilities and
So you say
fine.
24 or so people.
So there's 24 soldiers there, plus the Magitech mercenaries, and these three.
I've got
It adds up together to 27 people. Let's see here. 3 squads of poachers, 3 squads of mercenaries, and then Balrus, the monk, and this woman.
Alright,
Yeah,
assuming
I
that's
think we're-
everything. Oh, assuming that's
I think
everything he got. Nee's gonna come back and actually tell them this. Discuss it.
Mhm.
I
Well, we're
think
just
we
waiting
are
around.
significantly outnumbered.
There are those animals in the cages. I think we could use them to our advantage. We spring them. I don't think they're going to be happy with their captors who want to turn into more rockets.
Yes,
another-
but
Here, hey guys, here's another idea. What if Nee sneaks in and opens those cages, and I sneak to the other side of the camp and start a fire?
Do it in the opposite order. You start the fire, get them, most of the guards to go running, then I sneak in, go to the cages, free them, and then from there,
And then from there, most of the guards will be gone, and we can deal with their leaders.
that's
I'll
a genius
deal with
idea.
those who are around.
Could work.
A lot of them will be dealing with the fire and then the animals, and we pick off who is left.
That could actually work. I just
Indeed.
hope that they don't have any super high security near them.
I hate to interrupt. There's actually one thing I forgot to mention about the
Oh,
campsite.
God.
Oh, here we go.
So among like all of the metal structures and modular stuff and the cages housing the big animals and the bunker and all the crates and the soldiers, there was also a bit further back, kind of looking to be obscured by a lot of the crates and stuff and covered in moss, an old structure made of cobbled stones that have long been coated in dirt and muck and moss and eroded with time, that when you looked at it, Neve, kind of looked like an old, like a downsized chapel in terms of general shape and style.
Oh.
Very dusty, very old looking, kind of gothic, unsettling to look at. It looked like maybe the people here were making some form of use of it, though you could not be certain.
Okay.
After we've dealt with this camp, assuming we don't need to make a retreat once we get the Tonberry's gear, let's check out that structure I saw. Important.
Okay.
I just hope that we are enough to handle this.
Well, we Well, we've already made our way all the way over here, and it'll take
Mm.
days. It'll take days to go back and get the Tonberries on our side if they even decide to
Hmm.
trust us.
I mean, that was a plan I was thinking about, but just worried that it may go
It'll-
horribly wrong.
It'll take days to get to the Tonberry village.
Well, consider
By
that plan B.
Not
if we
to
need
mention-
retreat.
Not to mention, Tonberries. I don't think they would take them a bit of a while to get there. I would think, unless they use the
I say it-
magic.
Like I said, it'll take days for us to get to the village, and then dragging Tonberries with us, even in the cart, it'll take another few days to get back. By then, these people could be gone, and then that's just it.
So
Well,
let's
consider
try
that
your
plan B in case this doesn't work and we need to make a retreat. We'll head to Puktha, and then we'll try and convince them of what's going on over here. For now, try and stick to our plan and go carefully. If the plan is going poorly, we leave.
Definitely.
All right. So, as I understand it, the plan is for Thanatos to start a fire, and while all the soldiers are rushing over there to see what the hell's going on, Neophil and the others position themselves in a location
Well,
to set the animals
I'm-
free. And amidst
yeah,
all
I'm
that
stealthing in
chaos-
first since I have the highest stealth, bringing them while the others are ready to rush in.
And then once the animals are free and the fire is started, all the soldiers will presumably be occupied, allowing you to contest with the leaders of the campsite.
Yep.
Cut off a snake's head, and the body falls.
All right. Okay. All right.
Cut the head of the
All right.
snake.
Well, you've got your plan arranged. You make a few last-minute preparations, making sure your gear is all in right, making sure you have everything you need, suited up, gear is settled, start spreading out to begin the plan. And that's what we're going to
Yep.
call it for the week.
Yep, I knew it. I know it.
I'm about to say we're gonna need a whole session for what's about the fucking happen.
Yeah.
Let's see if
Yeah,
this
we
plan
are.
goes better than our last one.
Plus, it's a great cliffhanger.
That it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I have a feeling this may be one of those battles we can't win.
In this case,
Wow.
it wouldn't be planned if that's the case. It'll just be depending on the dice rolls.
Yeah.
I mean,
it all goes down.
Colin pretty
to
much
roll
had
the dice.
planned of his little. I'm gonna stick 10 archers on you.
Yeah, that was a planned no-win scenario event.
Yep.
I wasn't
Hades.
expecting you to run away, but yeah, the point of that was that wasn't a fight you were meant to win conventionally.
Yep.
So
and
what-
at the end of the
You didn't plan for us to run away. What were you planning us to do?
I was planning for you to get your asses kicked and get caught.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then
thanks.
but the
Whoa.
thing is, if we then failed to escape after that, we would have been infected, and this campaign would be very different.
You would have been infected, and you would have had a time limit to take out the seed of the plague or be corrupted by it.
And then,
And besides,
very different
Hades.
campaign with us as the bad guys.
What, Alistair?
Unless the seed of the plague got killed at some point, in which case you would be released from its control. So there would be that glimmer of hope. But yeah, this campaign would have turned out very differently. I was not ruling it out as a possibility.
What?
Now, if I may, yes, the DM gives us a lot of stuff, but it always goes down to the wall
It does.
in the end.
Anyways,
It does.
so, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in to listen to this episode of Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. We'll see you next time, and with any luck, we have an epic boss fight coming up, an epic conflict, and maybe this arc will be an interesting resolution earlier than I anticipated, but nevertheless, thank you
And
for tuning
hopefully
in.
none of us die.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Sarah.
Turret.
Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Tonberries are scary.